in the sanctuary, we lift our hands to give you glory. We lift our hands to give you the praise, and I will praise you all the rest of my days. Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand Rising, Rich Rising. Happy new day to each and every one of you guys. Hoping and praying that you guys are having the best day ever on purpose, right? On purpose. Not just having the best day ever, but having the best day ever on purpose. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's morning walk, word, and worship. It's time for walk, word, and worship. It's time for walk, word, and worship. We do this every single morning, man. Tuesday through Friday, we have morning walk, word, and worship. We ask y'all to bring y'all ink pens, bring y'all notepads, bring y'all red ink pen, your black ink pen, and your highlighter. Why? Because Coach like to give you notes. That's right. What we dissect the word of God right here, over here together. And we also work on our mental health as well, right? So we're working on mental health. We're working on physical health. We're working on emotional health. And we're also working on spiritual health. Because if you have all four of those things together, then you are living a well-balanced life. And I don't know about y'all, but are y'all not tired of living a life that feels like it's off balance, right? You gotta be tired, right? Of living that life and you feeling like you so off balance. Like, I just feel like I'm not balanced. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, a part of this and a part of that. Like, if I get right spiritually, then mentally I'm down. And if I get right mentally, I feel like emotionally I'm down. And I just feel like a slug. Oh, okay, that's because you have to work all of those things together. When you eat a plate of food, you don't just eat just green vegetables. In order for you, they want you to have a well-balanced meal, right? So you have your meats, you have your starches, you have your, your green veggies, and some folk even gonna get them a little bit of dessert. They want a balanced meal. This is how you have to feed your life. Your life has to be well balanced as well. Sometimes you feel out of balance because you're not feeding yourself the way that you're supposed to. So we got to get in the habit of making sure that we're feeding ourselves the way that we're supposed to. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising. Happy new day to each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much, Gigi McGross. Thank you so much, Bougie and Ratchet. I appreciate you guys over there. Can we get 8 more badges on the gram real quick? Let's get 8 more badges on the ground. Book of many faces. I see y'all already showing love over here. Thank y'all so much. We at 225. That's what I'm talking about. Double tapping on the screen. Let's get our 10K on TikTok real quick. Let's get it in there. If you happy to be here this morning, if your heart is overflowing with gratitude because you know that you could have been resting with the unalive on today and you just celebrating, baby, I'm happy to have life on the day. I'm happy to have life. I'm happy to be clothed in my right mind. Thank you so much, Tanya, for the badge. I'm happy to be clothed in my right mind. I'm happy to be amongst the living on today. I'm happy, I'm saying, just to know that I received new grace on this morning, new mercy on this morning, that God seen fit to keep me here, to give me a brand new opportunity to make the corrections that I need to make in my life. Amen. Let's talk about that. Like, baby, I'm just glad that you gave me another day. I'm glad you gave me another day to be able to get it right on the day. Thank you so much, Krista. Krista, I appreciate that. CA, Danielle, thank you so much. Benny Simpson, thank you so much. Let's get to it. Just grateful. Just grateful, heart overflowing with gratitude, because it could have went a whole nother way. Baby, this thing could have went a whole nother way. Thank you, Edie Nicole, for that badge on this morning. And I just thank God that it didn't go that way, right? I'm heart overflowing that it just did not go that way. So what that mean? Why you so excited about that? Thank you so much, sweet baby trees. Why are you so excited about that, Coach? Why does that get you going like that? It gets me going like that because I know that I still have purpose. Every single day that you wake up and you got breath in your body and you have the activities of your limbs, baby, you have to acknowledge the fact that you still got purpose. I still got a reason to be here on this earth. Understand me, I still have an assignment that I have to fulfill. I still have a job that needs to be done, because what, God ain't waking you up for nothing. You're not here by happenstance. You're not here by coincidence. It's not random that you are here. It's predetermined, baby. God set this up for your life already. already. And that right there, that's for whoever is walking around right now and you feeling like you're worthless, you feeling like you have no value, and you don't know why you keep waking up every day. It's time for you to seek his face. That's why you're up every day. It's because that's his way of saying, hey, look, I still got some work for you to do. I still have an assignment that has your name attached to it, right? And now you have to do your part of that. You have to get up and you have to get into this thing, man. Like it's the time is right now. The time is right now. The time is right. I'm telling you, ain't no better day than today. Ain't no better day to get to it like today. Today's the best day for the job. Double tapping on the screen as y'all are coming in to the room, man. Listen, y'all know all last week we were talking about coming out, right? We did coming out part 1 last week, and we talked about the story of Lazarus. We talked about Mary, Martha. We talked about Mary. We also talked about Martha, who happened to be Lazarus' sisters, right? We talked about how Martha, the type of individual that Martha was. And one thing that I wanted to also say into that, it was amazing how Martha was that type of individual and Jesus still loved her. Ain't that something? Sometimes folk be skipping past that part because the Bible said that he loved Lazarus and he loved Lazarus' sisters. They were all pretty close, right? They were all pretty close. And this was the reason why she felt so comfortable running up on him and saying, Lazarus, the one that you loved is falling sick, right? She felt so comfortable telling him, if you had been here, then this right here would have never happened, because she felt comfortable because of the relationship that they had. They was close like that. Understand me? They had a real relationship. They was really friends. And I think that it needs to be pointed out that this is somebody that Jesus was friends with, because we start to act like just because a person is not living this life that they think that you should be living and all of this, if it's not fitting the narrative that they wanted to fit, oh yeah, well that can't be of God. That can't be this and that. Well, that was. That was. That's why we as believers, we have to stop pointing our finger and judging people, based on our own standards. This ain't about you. This ain't about you. This ain't about what you think should be and how you feel about this. This ain't got nothing to do with your feelings, baby boo. I want you to know that. And there's so many people right now today that love to tell you that, oh, that ain't Christ-like, that ain't this and that ain't that. And then you look in the word, you're like, wait a minute. Wait a whole minute right now. That's why you got to read for yourself. That's why you got to tap into it yourself, because Jesus was friends with a whole lot of folk that you may have thought that he should have never been friends with. He was hanging out with a whole bunch of folk that you would have thought he would have never been hanging out with. He was over there kicking it with, understand me, with a whole lot of folk that you would have thought that he would have never been kicking it with. And at one point when he got questioned about the folk that he was with, he says, man, if you ain't sick, why would you go to the hospital? If you don't need a doctor if you're not sick. If there's nothing wrong with you, then why in the world would you be sitting up in the ER? In other words, he says, why would I sit up under a bunch of folk that's already healed? Understand me? Why would I sit among them? They don't need me. I sit with people that are growing, that are evolving, that's wanting change, that's sick in the body, that's looking for ways to fully develop and understand what's going on. I come to them because they need the teaching. They want the teaching. They crave the teaching. And here you is thinking that everybody's supposed to be all on, they need to be da-da-da. No, that's not, you know what I mean? I just think that sometimes we be just doing too much. Sometimes we be, folk just be doing too much. It's like, you have to bring that down a little bit. You have to bring that down a whole lot bit, right? Because Jesus was friends with Martha, even though Martha carried on like how she was carrying on. He still loved her. Understand me? He loved her, and he also loved Lazarus, and he also loved Mary. And we know that because when he got there, I think that, and I'm just touching on what I did last week. When he got there, let me tell you, the thing that got me is when they say he wept. In verse 35, when he said Jesus wept, when he cried, understand me, he showed emotion. And it wasn't the weeping part, Takira, that got me. It was before he even pulled Lazarus out or called Lazarus out, he cried at the sight. right? At the site that when he said, show me where he was laid, show me where you put him, right? Show me where you put him at. And when he got over there, understand me, he cried at the sight of his friend actually being inside of the tomb. That was the thing that got me, right? So I just feel spiritually somebody saying, well, explain that to us. Break that down to us for a minute. Tell us why you're going back to last week. Tell us why you're going there. Understand me? This is where I'm at with that. When it stuck with me all weekend because it was like Jesus had not even called Lazarus out just yet, right? He's still inside of the tomb. He's still in the tomb and the rock is still in place, right? Still in place. And at that moment, the Bible says Jesus wept. And that took me to the place where I can see God, right? And he sees us inside of the tomb. He sees us still inside. Now, I got another illustration up here, but just imagine this is still the cave. This is still the door, right? He's standing outside of that and he's watching you in the thing that you're in. He's watching you going through what you're going through, and he's standing outside of your cave and he's doing what? And he's mourning, he's weeping. Understand me? Because he's out there and he's saying, hey, look, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. I want you to come out of that hurt. I want you to come out of that pain. I want you to come out of that disappointment. I want you to come out of that betrayal. I'm standing on the outside and it hurts me to see that you're going through what you're going through. It bothers me to see that you're going through what you're going through. And here you are over there thinking that nobody cares. Here you are thinking that nobody's concerned about you. Here you are thinking that you're all by yourself and you have Christ over there standing outside of your cave and he's weeping. Envision it. See it in your mind. I know that's different. We're going to start out with an illustration today. We're starting out. Here you are inside of your cave, and everybody's cave is going to look a little bit different because everybody's life is different. Everybody's struggle is different. Here you are standing in the inside of that thing that hurt you, that thing that bothered you the most, that thing that's been torn with your spirit, that thing that you've been wrestling with, that trauma, that hurt, that pain, that breakup, that divorce, that family issues, all of these things that you inside of that cave. And you're like, man, if I could just come out of this, if I could just free myself from this, if I can just walk away from this, oh my God, understand me. And you in there and you frozen in that moment because you are thinking that if I walk out of this, I'm gonna be by myself. If I walk out of this, I'm not gonna have nobody. If I walk out of this, I'm gonna have to figure this out on my own. If I walk out of this, then I'm gonna have to do this. And you have created all of these different scenarios of how life is going to be if you walk out of this. All these negative scenarios you have created within your mind of how things are going to be. And I need for you to understand this right here. Jesus is on the other side of your cave and he's calling for you the same way that he was calling for Lazarus. He's summoning you the same way that he was summoning Lazarus. Understand me. And when you walk up out of that hurt that's wrapped you up, that pain that got you wrapped up, that hurt that got you that all over your face, understand, covered with all of that generational curses and trauma and pain and all of that, he's going to say the same thing about you that he said to you, that he said over there to Lazarus. Take that up off of him. Take them grave man clothes off of him. Take that mask up off his face. He's going to put it to where you're able to see more clearly so that you can understand what life is really about. When you're thinking that you're going to walk out of there and you're going to be by yourself, baby, you are never by yourself, because he says, I'll never leave you, nor will I forsake you. I'm going to always be right there. And even if it's just me and you, that's still going to be more than enough, because greater is he that is within me than he that is in the world. You don't even need him like you think you do. You're crying over some folk that you don't even need. Hey now, say now, come here. I know it's Tuesday, but don't worry about it. It's Tuesday, but don't worry about it. Understand me. Can you imagine that right there? I want you to sit in that moment right there. Over there, and you doing all of that. Hey, Danny Carter, how you doing this morning, sweetheart? I want you to understand that. You sitting over there, you doing all that crying, all that negative self-talk. I want you to shut down all of that negative internal dialogue. I want you to shut down all them lies that you telling yourself, that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy enough, that you don't add no value. You are more valuable than what you think, sweetheart. You have purpose that's in the inside of you. If you're awake this morning, you got activities of your limbs. If you clothed in your right mind on today, then I want you to know that God still has a calling for your life. He still has a reason as to why you are here. It would have been too easy to say that's it for you. It's just like that. It would have been too easy for him to say just like that. You didn't have to wake up this morning. So if you can't be grateful and appreciative for nothing else, be grateful and appreciative of the fact that he kept me. Another day you didn't kept me. Another day you didn't call me out the grave. Another day you didn't told death he couldn't have me. Another day you didn't bless me with new grace. Another day you didn't bless me with new mercy. Another day that he's done for you in spite of you. I got to get you to see yourself different. I got to get you to see yourself different. He's calling you out the same way he called Lazarus out. Hey. And not only, and I want to say it even more than that, baby. He's calling you by name. He's calling you by name. That tug that you feel in your spirit, that I know I need to be doing the right thing. That's him. That them thoughts that you be having of, I need to really just get myself together. Oh yeah, that's him right there. He's saying, hey, look, I'm calling you. And all I need you to do is answer the call. All I need you to do to answer the call. And the moment that you answer the call, then I'm going to do the rest. I'm going to tell everything that got you wrapped up, everything that they didn't put on you. They're going to have to take that off of you. I need for you to understand me. What that'll teach by itself right there. They have to take that off of you. Everything that they didn't put on you. Because keep in mind, when he called Lazarus from the grave, right? When he called Lazarus to come up out that cave, when he told them, first thing he told them, he said, man, remove the stone. Take the stone from in front of it. The sister looked at him and said, well, wait a minute. He been in there for 4 days. Keep in mind, he's been there for 4 days. He's already started to stink. What you say? He already got a smell up on him. You want them to remove that stone. And if they remove that stone, then we're going to smell him all the way out here. That's going to be a problem. I don't want to smell that. Come on, teacher. Teacher, he already stinks. Understand me. What does he say? He says, move the stone anyway. Understand me. Move the stone anyway. When he called them out, this is the part that I want you to wrap your mind around. When he pulled them out of there, right? When he comes walking out, when Lazarus comes walking out, he says, what? Take that off of him. Thank you so much, Coach Quan, for the CA this morning. Take that stuff off of him. If you in my chat right now and you like, God, I want you to take that up off of me. I want you to double tap on that screen. Go ahead and send some love. I want you to say, if that's you, hey, look, I want you to take that off of me. I don't want to deal with that another day. I don't want to feel that another day. I don't want to go through that another day. I don't want to have another thought concerning that. I want you to take the taste for that up out my mouth. I want you to take that up off of me. Understand me. When he came up out of there and Jesus instructed them to do what? They said, take that off of them. Why did he tell them to take it off of them? He says, why? Why did he tell them to take them off? Because Lazarus was still bound. He was still bound. Even though he had came up out the grave, he had then walked up out the grave, he still had things on him that had him bound. And what I'm telling you is, baby, in order for you to come out, right? You can come out, but once you come out, what I need for you to do is, I needed you to take off those things that had you bound. You are no longer that individual anymore. Once God has called you out, you are no longer bound. And you have to follow the illustration so I can walk you into this week's teaching right now. I need for you to follow that, right? So when Lazarus walks out, Lazarus still have on what? He still have on the grave clothes, Kira. The grave clothes is still on him, my love. Understand me. The mask is still on his face. The Bible gives us the description of the things that's still on Lazarus, even though he has already came out. So he didn't came out, and when he didn't came out mummy-like, right? He's still looking like a mummy because he's still wrapped up. So much so that Jesus instructs them. He says, take that off of them. In other words, free him. Sometimes we come out, but we come out, but you still got that stuff on you. Hey, now, come here. You come out, but you still got that stuff on you. Now, when he done pulled you out, now you have to take that stuff off of you. Now you have to free yourself from that stuff. Understand me. Now you have to take off those things that had you bound. Now you have to take that mask off your face. Understand? Now you can see clearer. You can see clearer. You see what's going on. You have to be willing to be freed. You have to be willing to take that stuff up off of you. And this is what happened in that moment. He says, hey, look, take that stuff off for him. In other words, free my boy. Free my boy. Get him up out of here. Yeah. Free my boy real quick. Free my boy. I need you to take that stuff up off of him. Understand me. And this is what I need for you guys to see in your own life. Because what happens is, if God frees you from a situation and you walk out of that and you still have those grave clothes on, you still have those things that had you bound, then guess what? You ain't did nothing but walk out the door. You know, have you ever seen a dog on a chain? When a dog is on a chain, right? A dog is on a chain. The post is inside the ground and they have about that much rope. They got about that much chain. They can run around in a yard, right? They can run around in the yard, but when they get ready to go to see something or go somewhere or do something, right? You can tell what they want. When they see something that's enticing to them and they want to go run after it, they'll take off full speed, and get snatched all the way back. Envision it. Sometimes we operate just like that puppy that's on that chain. As long as we running around in the yard, we happy, joy, and everything is all good, whoop de whoop, oh yeah. But then the moment that you think that you're really free and you see something that you want, you go running full speed at it, and when you go, you get snatched all the way back. You get snatched all the way back. Why? Because God freed you. But when he freed you, you didn't take off them chains. Understand me? You didn't take off them chains. You still holding on to things that serve you no purpose. Understand me? You're still holding on to things that add no value to your life. You're still holding on to the generational curses. You're still trying to make family be family. You're still trying to make friends be friends. You're still trying to make people see where you coming from. You're still trying to get folks on board. You're still trying to tell them your side of the story. You're still over there overplaying your part, overspending your finances. You're still overdoing everything. And he says, hey, look, I freed you already. Understand me? You're freed already. There's no bars. There's no stone on you, okay? You're not inside of a cave anymore. But the chain, understand me, the chain is still attached to you. And if you want that chain off of you, you have to be willing to pull that chain off of you. You have to be willing to set yourself free. It's about, are you willing to let that right there go? Understand me? And some of us are afraid to let that go, but you will not reach your fullest potential until you let it go. You will not go to the levels that you're supposed to go to until you let it go. You have to become an individual that's not afraid to leave, that's not afraid to cut ties, that's not afraid to separate yourself, that's not afraid to establish safe distancing between you and folk that you look at and say, oh, you unsafe. You're an unsafe person. Hey now, say now, come in now. What you say? You're an unsafe person. Why do you say that? Sometimes you have to look folk in their face, even though you love them. You have to see you're an unsafe person. And when I say that you're an unsafe person, I'm not saying that you would do me physical harm. I'm not saying that. But mental and emotionally, understand me, you will destroy an individual. You're the type of person that will not physically put your hand on a person, but the things that you say, the things that you say and how you say them, it will trigger the old broken version of me. It'll have me revert back to the individual that I used to be. You're the type of person that say things, understand me, to get up under folks' skin, to get them behave in a way that is negative, and then, you know what I'm saying, you try to pretend as though you don't know what happened, throw on the rock and try to hide your hand. You'll become a victim in a situation that you actually created, that you was over there poking the bear, saying things, projecting, and doing all this different stuff, gaslighting, and doing all this twisting and stuff, manipulating the situation, all with your words. You will do all of that, and then the moment that the person responds to you, then all of a sudden you the victim, and you don't know why they act like that, and oh my God this, and oh my God that. Some folk are not unsafe because of what they do to you physically. They are unsafe because what they do to you mentally and emotionally. Some folk are manipulators mentally and emotionally. You got to be careful with them too. Yeah. That's unsafe. Baby, I stay out your face and out your way because you're unsafe. You're not somebody that I want to kick it with. You're not somebody that I want to deal with because you're the type of person that will trigger the old broken version of me. The person that I've worked so hard to get away from, I'm not trying to go back to that. I'm not trying to revisit that. And this is what I'm telling you on today. It's okay. It's okay to walk away. That's not a beef, that's a boundary. It's okay to cut ties with folk. That's not a beef, that's a boundary. It's okay to say that this right here, this relationship, this friendship, this familyship, this is not healthy for me. That's not a beef, that's a boundary. Stop confusing the two. Understand me, that's not a beef, this is a boundary. I am growing and evolving in my life. I am focused in my life, and through my growth and my development and my new awareness, I am now able to see what is for me and what is not. Understand me, through my growth and my development, I am now able to see what's for me and what's not. And when I see something is not for me, then I owe it to myself to do what? To separate myself from that. If I see harm and I see danger ahead of me, then why in the world would I go walking right into harm? Why would I walk right into danger? If I see something could potentially cause me some type of harm, some type of danger, why would I put myself in that situation? No, I'm going a whole nother way. I'm going to go ahead and reroute myself right then and there. That's called what? If you've been in boot camp, that's called what? Proactive approach, right? You fix things in your life before it becomes a big thing, before it becomes a big fallout, before it becomes a big explosion, before things start happening all over the place. You go ahead and address the issue when it's a small issue so that it don't become this big old thing in the end. Proactive approach. If I see the potential, it could potentially become that, I'm going to nip it in the bud beforehand, because I'm not going to give it the opportunity to escalate. I'm not going to give it the opportunity to grow and to become something that's big. This is what we have to do, right? This is how you should handle your life. You should be operating with that proactive approach in your life every single day. Once you see what it is and how it moves, you owe it to yourself right then and there. No, I'm going to go ahead and nip this in the bud right now. Everybody else might be looking at you and saying, oh yeah, well, why are you doing that like that? Ain't nobody even said nothing yet. Ain't nobody even did that. No, I'm going to handle it before somebody say something. Before they say something, before they do something, before it gets to that level, I'm going to go ahead and nip that in the bud right now. If I ain't got to have no problem, I'm not going to have no problem. If I ain't got to be struggling, then I'm not going to be struggling. Why would I always be a reactive person? Understand me. You're not in a place right now. Are you not looking at the world that's around you? Double tap on my screen, all 3 platforms. Go ahead and double tap on the screen. Let's be real about it. I want to have a real life conversation. We're not living in a world where you should have the mindset of being reactive. A reactive person is the type of person that waits until everything falls apart and then they try to fix it. That's not, that don't make no sense. This is what we deal with though, right? We can see that the sky is falling. We can see that things are happening. We can see that the world is not in its best state. We can see and we laugh and we joke and we think that everything is funny until it's not. We see all of this stuff is happening. We see all the warning signs. We see all of this is going on, and then it don't become a problem until it's a big old problem. Now you're reacting to it. And the problem with reactive type of people is that now it's already falling apart, and now you have to work double time to try to put it back together. Now you have to work double time because now it's so far out of hand, I gotta do a whole bunch of rebuilding. But had I been proactive, I would have been walking into this season, and when I see what's going on, I'm already prepared for it. When I walked into this, I was already prepared for it. Ain't nothing happening right now that I'm not prepared for. You have to be a proactive person and not a reactive person. Proactive person, I hope you got your notes. A proactive person, when you're operating with the proactive approach, you're handling things in your life when you see that they have a potential to grow into something else, to become something else. A reactive person is a person that waits until their life falls all the way apart before they react. Put it in your notes. Proactive, you handle it when you first see it. The first sign of it's going to cause you a problem, You on top of it right then, right there. Proactive. You on it right then, right there. And the first joke that really wasn't funny because they was taking a jab at you, yeah, you address it right then and there. The first sign of disrespect, you go ahead and address it right there. The first time they try to play with you, you address it right then and there. Why? Because I don't even want you to think that I'm that type of individual. I'm not that type of person. How they let you play with them, how they let you disrespect them, how they let you walk all over them, that's between you and them. But over here, I'm going to go ahead and nip it in the bud. I don't play like that. Hello, that's what I'm talking about. Proactive. Handling it at the first sight. The first sight, as soon as you see it, you get it together right then and there. You don't wait and allow it to build up. You don't sit there and play along and see how far they going to go with it. Baby, the devil is a lie. Do not ask me to play along with nothing. Do not ask me to play nice with nothing. Do not ask me to pretend like I don't see something, because that right there, that's not happening. I'm going to call it out right then and there. I'm going to hold you accountable right then and there. I don't play those types of games, baby. I am too old for that. Understand me? I'm not a kid. We're not playing pretend around here. Whatever is said, I'm addressing it right there. Whatever needs to be said, I'm saying it right there, because it ain't never got to be a he said, she said, they said. I said that, and that's what I'm standing on. That's how I approach that, and that's what it's going to be. That's it. That's all. Feel however you feel. If we ain't going to talk, then we won't talk, but it is what it is, and I'm going to move right on about my business. Understand me? This is how you have to be. This is serious business. Your life is serious business. You have to be proactive in your life. Proactive is handling things in your life when you see that it has the potential to cause a problem, which means it's not a problem yet, but I know that it could be a problem, right? Proactive. Reactive is when you wait until your life falls completely apart. Stop waiting until your life falls all the way apart before you actually start trying to correct the things that's in your life. Stop waiting until you hit rock bottom. Understand me? When you see that there's a problem, you have to jump on it right then and right there. And stop thinking that, oh, life just gonna change. I'm just waiting on life to change for me. I'm just waiting on life to change for me. And, it's gonna do. Your life won't change until you change. That's red ink right there. Understand me? Creating new results starts with creating a new you. That's red ink. Creating new results in your life, it starts with creating a new you. You have to first become something different. How do you think that you're going to get some new results if you're still the same old person? If you are still the same old person, doing the same old things, having the same old thoughts, having the same old focus, how in the world do you think that you're about to produce something different? That's not how that works. Creating different results in your life, creating new results in your life means that you have to create a brand new you. And this is the reason why most people don't live up to their fullest potential, don't grow, don't evolve the way that they need to, because they want to create new results without creating a new them. And that's not how that works. That's like putting the cart before the horse. That's like putting the cart before the horse. That's not how that goes. Creating new results starts with creating a new you. Are you really ready to create a brand new you? Are you really ready to create a brand new you? Because creating a brand new you is not as easy as you might think that it is. This requires discipline. This requires obedience. Understand me. This requires you to do what? This requires you to step all the way away from the way that you used to think, the way you used to speak. Sometimes you have to walk away from your best you ever had. I feel like this is the best that I ever had. Sometimes you have to walk away from that because that's the best that you ever had in your broken state. But the more that you grow and you evolve, you realize, oh baby, that right there, that's bare minimum. I thought that I had a whole lot when I had that. Baby, that was bare minimum. Understand me? But as you're growing and you're evolving in life, you realize, you're like, wait a minute, I thought that was everything. That right there is a settle. That right there is a settle. That ain't even a 5 right there. Understand me? I deserve way more than that. I deserve way better than that. You will see that in your life. Understand me? This is why you have to this is why you got to work on yourself. This is why you got to work on yourself. And when I say work on yourself, this is why you have to work on yourself in a way you have to you have to work on yourself in a way that is extremely serious. You have to be very serious about who you are and what it is that you want out of your life. And I've said this to you guys before. You decide who you want to be. And after you decide who you want to be, you develop habits that support that life, the one that you're becoming, not the habits. You don't develop habits, right? That fits the current state, because that's a stage right there. You're not staying in that moment. This is temporarily, right? I'm growing right on through this. I'm growing right this. I'm not a finished product just yet. I'm in a process of things. And as I'm growing and I'm evolving, my habits will grow and they will evolve right there with me. Thank you, Diamond. Thank you, Dee Dee. I appreciate you. My habits are going to be changing. They're going to be evolving as I'm evolving. Things that worked on level 1 may not work on level 2, and what worked on level 2 may not work on level 3. I'm going to be always shifting. Understand me, the more that I grow, the more that I evolve. My thirst is going to be different. The same way I told you it was when you were babies, right? When you was babies, you drank formula, and then you went to soft food, and then you went to hard food, and now you're eating everything that everybody else eats. It's a stage, it's a process that we all go through. But in order for you to get those new results, you have to be willing to become somebody new yourself. You have to become somebody new yourself. And when I say this, I'm gonna probably lose half of y'all when I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Double tap on my screen. Let me just go ahead and ask for some love before I say this part right here. Can we go ahead and get up to 1,200 on the Book of Many Faces? We at 902 right now. Can we get 5 badges? 5 badges on the gram real quick. Double tap on the screen. Can we go ahead and get up to 100K on TikTok? On the gram, can we get 5 badges on the gram? If it's tight, but it's right, this is motivational moment. I'm just feeding you mentally. Your mental health is what I'm on right now. I'm gonna get into spiritual health in just a second. I'm on mental health and emotional health right now. This is where I'm at. I got something else. I got more. I got more. Don't worry about that. But I know sometimes y'all get tender. Sometimes y'all be tender. Sometimes y'all be tender. Y'all be tender. And I got, y'all ain't gonna want to show me the love when I get real. When I get too real, like, man, wait a minute now. I love listening to her, but she be tearing my toes up, right? Understand me. When you're growing and you're evolving in life, you have to be willing to become somebody different. You have to be willing to do what? Become somebody different. To become somebody that you've never been before, so that you can get the results that you've never gotten before. And this is something that you have to do, right? You have to do without neglect. Right? You have to do it without neglect. The note that I want to give you is you don't neglect what you love. When you love you, you don't neglect you. And that's what, and I know y'all be, I love myself. Serious, why do you keep neglecting you then? If you love you like how you say you love you, the way you roll your neck and you want, oh, I love me. If you love you, how you say that you love you, why do you neglect you? The way that you neglect you. You do not neglect what you love. When you see something and it's something that you love, like I love that, you don't neglect it. Understand me, you take good care of it. If you see a mother with a child and they love that child, they will throw themselves in harm's way to protect their child. Understand me, don't you play with my baby. Don't you touch my baby. Don't you yell at my baby like that. And they will do what they can to protect what they love. So if you say that you love you, why do you keep neglecting you? If you say that you love God, why do you keep neglecting God? Why, if you say that you want to grow and you want to evolve, understand, why do you neglect? Why do you neglect the things that keep you growing and evolving? If you say that you want to become a better individual, if you want to become a better individual and you have all the information, you know what the information is, why are you not in the environments where you can get that information? If that's something that you love, you do not neglect what you love. You do not neglect what you love. So why do you neglect you? Why do you neglect God? Why do you neglect the habits that keeps you connected to both of those things? That keeps you connected to you and keeps you connected to Him. Because those are the two most important relationships that you're going to have. Those are the two most important relationships that you're going to have. The relationship that you have with yourself and the relationship that you have with God. I need for you to understand that. So if you love you, then why do you neglect you? Why do you not show up for you the way that you should? Why are you not as disciplined as you should be to be able to get the life that you're deserving of? That's serious. That's a serious question. An undisciplined person, they suffer twice. This is why I'm telling you that you have to be proactive, that you have to be obedient, that you have to be disciplined. Because a person that is undisciplined in their life, a person that lacks discipline, they suffer twice. Understand me, they suffer twice. Somebody just asked me, well, why do you say that, coach? Why do you say twice? People that are undisciplined in their life, they suffer twice. They suffer twice. When you live a life and your life is disciplined, yes, when you live a life that is disciplined, right? When you live a life that is disciplined, you do the hard stuff, you do it the first time, and you get the results, right? This is what you do. You may not go out with everybody else. Why? Because I'm disciplined, and I cannot do that right now. I cannot go where y'all going. I cannot do what y'all doing. Why? Because I have something that I'm working on. I have a project that I gotta fulfill. I got an assignment that has time sensitive. I gotta do this, and this before I'm able to do that, and that. Understand me? And this is how you operate in your life when you have a level of discipline. Sometimes you miss out on some fun stuff because you got a job, you have an assignment, you have a mission that you got to fulfill. That is a person that is well disciplined. As much as I want to come kick it with y'all, I got to be in prayer. As much as I want to come do this, and this, I actually have class. I got to do this, I got to do that. Why? Because these are the things that keeps me in alignment. These are the things that keep me spiritually fed. These are the things that make sure that I'm not out here walking around with low self-esteem. I'm not walking with broken confidence. That I'm not out here with a scattered brain, that I'm not out here disconnected from the Most High. These things right here, these things are hella important in my life. Understand me? Because I know what my life was without it. I don't want to ever go back to the life that I was living when I did not know my worth, when I did not know my value, when I was out here feeling as though I was wandering idly all around in circles. I don't want to go back to that. So what I do is I prioritize all of my spiritual practices. I prioritize anything that is tied into my mental health or my emotional health. I make sure that these things right here, because these things money can't buy. I can go party with you and we'll forget that night happened. But these things, I can use this information over and over and over for the rest of my life. These environments and what I learn in these environments, what I take away from these environments is priceless. Understand me, this knowledge, this information, it grows and grows and grows, and it grows from one generation to another generation. What I am learning today, I can teach to my nieces, I can teach to my children and to my children's children. Understand me, to my nephews, I can teach them boundaries, I can teach them morals, I can teach them standards. This right here, this is priceless, baby. You can't put a tag on that. And these are the things that we have to start looking at in our life and saying that, you know what, I gotta be there. I gotta do this. That right there, that's priority over everything. This is what a well-disciplined person, this is what their life look like, right? This is what their life look like. This is how they operate in their life. They are prioritizing things, understand me, that they know for a fact this is longevity in this. This right here, it has no end to it, right? But a person that is undisciplined, they suffer twice. The first time that they're suffering is knowing they didn't do what was right the first time. That feeling of regret. If you ever had to deal with regret, that thing heavy. Last name Johnson, is it Corina? Johnson, thank you so much for that love. The first part is regret. An undisciplined person, they walk around. If you ever seen somebody that's undisciplined, they got a heart full of regret. They mad at everything and everybody and pointing the fingers at everybody for everything that they going through in life, because that feeling of regret, that spirit of regret is extremely heavy. They mad at everybody. Oh my God. And the only thing, every time you have a conversation with them, if I would have only did this, if I would have only did that, and I should have had did this, they full of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, baby. They are full of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Everything is a shoulda, coulda, woulda with them. Whenever you having a conversation, it's a shoulda, coulda, woulda. it, but they knew better before they went and done it. They was just undisciplined. Understand me? So they saw something else, an easier way to do it, and they wanted to go and see if they could finesse it. But you cannot finesse life. You cannot bamboozle life. You cannot hoodwink life. Understand me? This is something that you have to follow the process, and it's going to be step by step. It's going to challenge you to be patient because it's step by step. It's one day at a time. It's one thought at a time. It's one task at a time. It's one day at a time. It's one thought at a time. It's one thought, your task at a time. And one thing, like I told y'all last night in boot camp, is you can't outperform your thoughts. I don't care how much you try to do it, you can't outperform your thoughts. You have 1,000,000 thoughts a day. Understand me? You have to be disciplined enough to attach your will to the thoughts that support the life that you want to live. Understand me? What you say, coach? You cannot outperform your thoughts. You have 1,000,000 thoughts a day. You have to be well disciplined in your life so that you only apply your will to the thoughts that support the life that you want to live. That's deep right there. That's deep right there. That's deep right there. Okay. All right. Write that down. That's deep. That's boot camp information right there, baby. Yeah, we gets it in boot camp. If you ain't in boot camp, that's on you. I told y'all to make sure y'all signed up for boot camp. Hey, that's good stuff right there. You can't outperform your thoughts. Thank you, Coach Quan. I appreciate it. You can't outperform your thoughts. That's the reason why you feel so tired. That's the reason why you feel so overwhelmed. That's the reason why you feel so frustrated. That's the reason why your chest feels so heavy. That's the reason why you feel like I just can't catch up, and I feel like it's one thing after another. Understand me? Because you're chasing one thought after another. You're trying to do everything, and you're trying to do everything at once. And anytime that you keep on trying to do everything at once, then you master nothing. You master absolutely nothing, and you running around over there, don't know if you coming or going. You running around over there making one mistake after another mistake, and your life is a complete mess. Your life is all over the place, and the reason why your life is all over the place is because you are operating with no discipline. You're not operating with no level of organization. And the month of October is about what? The O in October, if you in boot camp, the month of October is what? That O represents what? Order. We're learning divine order. Your life has to operate with divine order. And if you're operating with divine order, then your life is operating in peace and in well organized, right? In harmony. Understand me? The month of October is a representation of divine order. Not your order, but God's order. Understand me? Aligning your life with that will, with the purpose in which God set you up. Like, this is how I set your life up to flow. And the moment that you start operating with that, it's the moment that you will see the shift. Understand me? Things that used to bother you won't bother you. That hurt won't hurt. Understand me? Walking away won't be hard. All you will do is pick up one foot in front of the other, right? One foot in front of the other. And what you're saying at this point, your God's will. God's will, not mine. If whatever it is that you want me to do. However it is that you want me to move. Oh, life be different then. I don't know what Crystal Love is, but if I got somebody else that can fill in, I got a lot of people asking how can they get into boot camp over there on TikTok. I need y'all to put it up in there so they can know exactly how to get into boot camp. I need that on air. Get that in there for them. Everybody needs to be in boot camp. I want everybody in boot camp. Understand me? I need y'all in there. I need y'all to get the information. I want to see you grow. I want to see you evolve. I want to see you living your very best life. If you have not subscribed on TikTok, on the Book of Many Faces, on the gram, make sure you do so. It's on the Book of Many Faces, it's on TikTok, and it's on the gram. Hit that subscription button. And boot camp is every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a very informative class. You are receiving scriptures, you're receiving pillars, and a bunch of information, right? When I tell you, when they say knowledge is powerful, it is, especially when you're applying it. And you can't apply something that you don't understand. So when you're in boot camp and you have the opportunity to give the information, and then there's a Q&A at the end. So you're able to ask the questions of what is this? So you get a full understanding so that you can apply that word to your life the way that God intended. Not the way that the world intended, but the way that He intended for you to do so that you can get the best results out of it. So you can really see your life change, so that you can really see it develop the way that it's supposed to. There you go, Crystal. Thank you so much, sweetheart. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. Creating new results starts with creating a new you. You have to be willing to create a new you. You do not neglect what you love. So stop neglecting you. Stop neglecting God. Stop neglecting your spiritual practices, right? An undisciplined person suffers twice. The first time is with the spirit of regret. The regret of not doing what they should have done the first time. And then the second part of that is what? It's the consequences. Hey now, say now, come on back here. Back here. They suffer twice with the spirit of regret of not doing what they were supposed to do the first time. And then it's the consequences. Put both of them in your notes. First thing is the regret. They be mad as all get out and pointing a finger at everybody, right? You mad at everybody but yourself because you did not do what you were supposed to do. You upset with everybody but yourself because you did not handle business in your life the way that you were supposed to handle business in your life. So now you're dealing with the spirit of regret. And then the second part of that, now you mad and now you have to do all of that work all over. And that's the what? That's the consequence. The consequence is the assignment is going to be the assignment. And even though you may not get it right the first time, you still going to have to do it all the way over again. And we can pull Jonah for that, right? Jonah decided that he wanted to move his own way. He wanted to do his own thing. And guess what he had to do? He had to spend his time out there in the ocean, out there in the belly of the whale. And did God's assignment change? No, it did not. He still had to go to Nineveh, even though he did not want to go to Nineveh. God's assignment does not change because because you decide that you want to go a whole nother way. God's assignment does not change because you got an attitude about it. God's assignment does not change because you're mad about it or because you feel like it's not in alignment with what it is that you thought that it should have been. Understand me. God's assignment is not based on how you think and how you feel. This is why we're learning now the difference between our will and God's will. What'd you say, Coach? That's why we're learning the difference between our will and God's will. Because a lot of times we're operating out of ourselves. We're doing exactly what we want to do, how we want to do it. And then when it blows up in our face, then guess what we do? We want to holler, God did it. God did this to me. And God is punishing me. And God is testing me. And God is doing this and God is doing that. And right there in the scripture says God is not a tester or a tempter. He's not going to test you. God is not going to test you. He's not going to tempt you at all. Understand me. He's not a man. That's not a part of his character. That's not part of his makeup. Anytime that you're being tested, anytime that you're being tempted is because of your own inner desires. Those are the desires that are deep within you. You are led astray, not because of God, but because of your own inner desires. This is why he said in the word, he says, create in me a clean heart, oh God, and renew a right spirit within me, because he acknowledged the fact that I have some unclean desires. I have some unclean desires that are within me. It's some members that's going to work inside of me that's not in alignment with your will. And because my desire is to be in alignment with your will, I want you to create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within the inside of me, because I no longer want to be led astray. Understand me. I no longer want to be tempted. I no longer want to be pulled out of alignment. And the only way that I cannot have these issues anymore is if you clean me. The only way, yeah, come on. That's in the book of James, baby. He says, I don't tempt you. Understand me. Let me see. He says in that scripture, I think I got it in here. It says over in James 1:13-22, it says, when tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. I'm just telling you, this ain't me. This is scripture. For anybody that want to tussle in comments, tussle with yourself. I'm just giving you what the scriptures say. I'm not one of those speakers. I'm not going to get up here and give you a bunch of opinion and a bunch of what I think and all of that. I'm going to give you exactly what God give me to give you. So I want you to know that, understand me, when you are led astray, when you're tempted, when you're being tested, that's not God. God don't tempt. God don't test. I need for you to know that. Understand me. When he says, I know the plan that I have for you, it's not to harm you, but to prosper you. That's exactly what he meant. When he says God is love, he is really love. What he's not going to do, though, is break your will. He's not going to break your will. He's going to always present you with what is good, and the bad is going to be there as well. And he's going to make sure that you fully understand this is good, and it might take you a little while to get it. You might have to tarry to get it. You might have to push forward a little bit harder to get it. You might have to face some opposition to get it. You might have to go through some ditches to get it. You might have to suffer a while to get it, but it's going to be good when you get it. But that right there, it might be good in the instant. You might get instant gratification from that right there. You might get exactly what you want from that right there. But that right there, after you have consumed it, after you've done what you was going to do with it, oh baby, you going to cry. Oh, you're going to cry. Oh, it looks good for that moment. Understand me, but it ain't worth the hell that's going to come along with it. Hello, somebody, would you say, baby, it might look good for the moment. You might feel good for the moment. It might satisfy you for the moment, but the hell that's going to come along with it, baby, this is what he's going to do. He's not going to have you out here ignorant. So he's going to show you that this is what it is, and he's going to give you the opportunity to make the decision as to which way that you're going to go. But over in the book of James, right now, it says, when tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me, for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. God is not tempting you, sweetheart. I need you to dismantle that. I need you to take that thought up out of your mind. That's not God when you're being tempted. That's not God. That's your own inner desires. That's something that you desire to do, that you want to do, and the adversary is using that thing that he knows that's in the inside of you. He's using that to lead you astray. It says, but in verse 14, but each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desires and enticed. Yeah. Okay, well, we didn't set the record straight. I just wanted to set the record straight. Yeah, it's your own inner desire, so this is why it is important. Remember what Coach just told y'all? I just told y'all 2 seconds ago. You want new results, become a new you. If you want new results, become a new you. You thought I gave you that note for no reason at all? If you want new results, you want a new life, you want to do things different in your life, if you want new anything, you have to become a new you. Understand me? So he says, create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me, because he acknowledged that there were some desires on the inside of him that was not clean desires. You have to be willing to be clean. You have to be willing to be washed. Understand me? You have to be willing to be renewed. This is what you have to be willing to do. And when you go through that process, you have to do what Lazarus did when he came out. That's the coming out process. That's the coming out process, Jessica. And when you come out, you have to be willing, understand me, to be called out. And when you're called out, you have to be willing to remove all of those grave man clothes. You have to be willing to remove that mask. Understand me? You have to be willing to free yourself from all of the things that you had in there when you was in the cave. You got to be willing to rid yourself of all of that, including the stank. Okay, you're doing too much. You're doing too much, and it's a Tuesday. What you say? Including the stank. Including the stank. Yeah, son. Yeah, you have to get the stench up off of you too. Understand me? You including the stank. Understand me? When you come up out of that, you should want to. You have to take the stank up off of that. Understand me? I can imagine what it was smelling like when she said, hey, even his own sister said, no, wait a minute, teacher. You want them to roll a stone away? Understand me? My brother have been inside of this cave now, and he's been in here for over 4 days. He's already starting to smell, and her exact words was that it stank. Understand me? And when you're coming out, you may come out, baby, and I want you to know this. Hear me with your whole heart. You might come out and you might have a scent attached to you. When you coming out, you might have a little funk attached to you, but folk don't know the work that you had to put in the dark. You don't know what I was going through over in the dark, baby. Understand me? You might feel some sweat coming up off of me. It might have a little muss attached to me, baby. Understand me? I worked it up while I was in there. You don't know what I was going through when I was up in there. So if I come out and I'm looking a little raggedy, if I come out and understand me, I look a little discombobulated, if I come out and I look a little displaced for a moment, then let me be. Let me be. Just just know that I'm not, what I went through, baby, guess what? Just give me a second. Give me a second to readjust. Give me a second to get myself together. Yeah, that's right. Mind your business, because I guarantee you it ain't what you thought that it was. I guarantee you what it looked like ain't really what it is. Understand me? You might see me and you might think one thing, but baby, wait till I get washed real quick. Give me a second to get myself all the way together, baby. I went to work. If you ain't never dealt with nobody that went to work, and when they come home from work, you can look at them and you can tell, oh, you worked hard today. Oh, baby, yes, sometimes on this spiritual journey, folk gonna look at you and say, oh, yeah, come on, you really went to work. Baby, you went to work. Sometimes it's going to be times in your life where you're going to really have to go to work. Hey, now, say now. And it's going to look like you're not winning. It's going to look like you're not winning. It's going to look like things ain't coming together for you. It's going to be looking like your whole entire life falling apart. And you're dealing with one trial after another trial. One tribulation after another tribulation. One dark hour after another dark hour. And everybody seem to be coming up against you. And every time it turn around, you got something else being said. Something else happening here and there. And it's almost to the point where you feel like I can't catch my breath, and people gonna look at you and they're gonna look at you and say, wait a minute, they going down now. I knew it was gonna be this, and I knew it was gonna. Don't celebrate just yet, baby. Understand me. Looks are what? Deceiving. Looks are deceiving. Understand, sometimes, I might not look like what I'm going through, but then there may be some times in my life where I look like what it is that I'm going through. I look like I'm going through hurt. I look like I'm going through pain. I look like I'm going through trial. I'm looking like my heart is broken. I'm looking like I'm sad. I'm looking like I'm disappointed. And that right there, that's okay as well, because that's just a look. It's just a look. It's just a look. See, that's my body responding to what it is that I'm dealing with in my life. That's a human experience. Sometimes you're going to look like what you're going through. So come on now. Come on, DeBee. I appreciate you. Oh, yeah, baby. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, baby. Sometimes you're going to look like what you're going through. Yeah, because life be life, and understand me. But it's not about what it looks like on the outside. It's about what's going on behind the scenes. Even though it may look like that, baby, you better know it. As long as you see me up on my feet, you got a problem. Understand me. I might be going through the toughest time of my life, but I'm still coming back for my stuff. I'm coming back for everything that is owed to me. I'm coming to pick up my stuff. Give me my stuff. Understand me. Everything that is mine, I want all of that. Hand it to me. You're gonna have to hand that to me. That's the life that we live. In devotion this morning, when we say, he who have called you is faithful, and he will do it. He who have called you is faithful, and he will do it. He who have called you is faithful, and he will do it. In other words, understand me, the God that has called me to do what it is that I do, the God who has put me in position to do what it is that I'm doing, he who have provided a way, who have opened the door, who had given the opportunity, who created the yes, understand me, he is faithful, and guess what? He will do it. It may not be in your time, it might not be in my time, but in the appointed time, just know that I will win. I will be victorious. I will come out on top. Understand me. Because it says what? I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor the seed begging bread. Understand me. My time is going to come. And when it do come, I'm going to be prepared and in position. On his time. On his time, and we already ain't no rushing him. Ain't no rushing him. It's an appointed time for everything. This is the God that we serve. It's an appointed time for everything. This is coming out part 2. This is coming out part 2. Part 1 was last week. I got part 2. Somebody just put coming out. Just put coming out in my chat real quick. Double tapping on the screen. I'm getting up out of here at 9:45. I was booked on coaching sessions all day yesterday. 101 sessions all day yesterday, and I'm booked this morning starting at 10 a.m. So I'm going to be in and I'm going to be out. I'm going to be in and I'm going to be out. So y'all get ready. Y'all get ready. We're going to go through this thing right here together. Y'all ready for this, man? Listen, I'm telling y'all, listen, me and time, I be pushing it. I be pushing it. Are y'all ready? Just put I'm coming out. Come on now. friend, she's calling on the Holy Spirit, and that be the thing. I get over here and get too happy and can't leave, friend. Hold on now. Listen, y'all ready for this? I'm coming out, and this time, what we're gonna do is we're going to Mark. We're going to Mark. We're going to Mark, and we're gonna start at Mark chapter 5, verse 21. Mark chapter 5, verse 21. And what we're gonna learn this week is not just in Mark, right? It's not just in Mark, because it was other brothers that was also there. So the same story, and I just feel the need to tell you this. I don't know why. I just like to teach thoroughly. I like to make sure folk know this same story can also be found. It's found in Mark chapter 5, verses 21 through 43, and it's also found in Matthew 9, verses 18 through 26, and it's also found in Luke 8, 40 through 56. This story that we're going to break down today is found in 3 other books as well, right? 3 other books you can also locate this same exact story. That is Mark 5, 21 through 43, Matthew 9, 18 through 26, and Luke 8, 40 through 56, right? Because all of them, all 3 of these guys were there, but everybody had a different view. Everybody was there, but everybody had a different view. How many of you guys know that to be true? We're going to go with Mark 5, 21 through 43. Hey now, say now. But y'all know you could be with a whole bunch of folks. Everybody right there in the same situation, but everybody got a different view, right? Everybody got a different view. Everybody in the same place, but got a different story that's coming up off of it. That's right. That's what it's called, the synoptic gospel. So it's the same story, and it's placed in it's placed in those 3 different ones. And yes, and I believe in making sure that my people are well-rounded. I like to make sure that they know, right? So I want y'all to know that this same story is also placed in some other books as well, right? So now we're talking about coming out, and we're talking about how, God is that type of God. He ain't in no hurry. Understand me? And he don't want you to be in no hurry. What you say? God is not in a hurry. Understand me? Because he knows what it is that he's doing, and he's going to do what he's going to do when he's going to do it. Understand me? So when y'all walking around with anxiety and panic and all of that, I want you to calm down. One thing that you have to understand is this: the calmer that you are, the clearer that you think, and the better that you strategize. So then when you're strategizing the way that you need to strategize, now you're making sure that the outcome is in your favor. But if you're operating in panic and you're running around doing all of this and doing all of that, then that can cost you. That's a costly mistake. I want you to start learning how to take a deep breath and relax for a moment. Give yourself 60 seconds. Let me just breathe on it. Let me just pray about it real quick. Let me just calm my nerves on it before you respond to anything. And one thing that you're going to learn after this, by doing this, is right here. Some things you're going to learn that you ain't even got to respond to, that it don't even deserve your response, that it don't even deserve your attention. It don't even deserve your focus. A lot of times when you stop for a moment, you pause for a moment, you will see how that ain't even work. That ain't even worth my time. Like me responding to that, that's a waste. Me giving you my attention for that, that's a waste. But we don't see how wasteful we are with time because we're always in a hurry. So I want you to slow down. What you say, Coach? Somebody want to write that in their notes real quick right there. Yeah, we don't see how wasteful we are with time because we're always in a hurry with the hustle and bustle of life. But that right there is a trick of the enemy. He wants you to always be in a hurry. He wants you to always be in the hustle and bustle of things. Understand me? Because as long as he got you operating like that, then it's easy to trip you up. It's easy to get you to make those mistakes. Understand me? You have to learn how to relax. You have to learn how to operate with that spirit of calmness, because when you are doing that, you're making it easy for him to get you. We don't see how wasteful we are with time. Until we no longer have time. We don't see how wasteful that we are with time until we no longer have time. And then we start looking at our life. The moment that they say that your time here is limited and you may not live past this month or this next month or the next 3 months, then all of a sudden we want to have a bucket list. Now all of a sudden we want to talk about all the things that we wish we would have done and all the things that we should have did this and we could have did that and all of that. We don't value time the way that we should. We don't see time the way that we should. We waste our time until we're told that we don't have any more time or that the time is running very low, and then we become people of panic because now we want to accomplish all the things that we wish we would have done sooner. Understand me, this is how the enemy is robbing you of your quality of life. This is how the enemy is robbing you, understand me, of all the things that God have really, the beautiful things that he really have in store for you. You've never even experienced those things. You've never even got to look at those things. Understand me, you know how hurtful that is? To leave here and never accomplish nothing. That's hurtful. All right, so we're going Mark chapter 5, verse 21. Double tapping on my screen, double tapping on my screen. It's the same thing that I tell y'all about focus. You don't realize how out of focus you are until you're completely out of focus and you look back over your life and you like, how did I get here? He's slick, he's cunning in what it is that he do. When Jesus had again crossed over by the boat to the other side of the lake, a large crowd gathered around him while he was by the lake. Then one of the synagogue leaders named Jairus came, and when he saw Jesus, he fell at his feet. He pleaded earnestly with him, "My little daughter is becoming unalive. Please come and put your hands on her so that she will be healed and live." So Jesus went with him. A large crowd followed, pressed around him. A woman was there who had been subjected to bleeding for 12 years, and she had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had. Yet, instead of getting better, she grew worse. We got two things that's taking place in this moment. We on Luke 5, and we started at 23. We got two things taking place right now in this moment. First off, Jesus then left from one side of the lake to come to the other side of the lake, right? In a boat, already getting there. And you got a whole bunch of folk that's already been gathered right there. Everybody wanting something. Everybody wanting to lay their eyes on them, right? Everybody is out there. Everybody is in need of something. The first one that he encountered that this scripture is talking about is this man Jairus, right? Jairus is over there, then fell at his feet, and he's begging him earnestly, understand me. And he's saying, hey, look, my little daughter, she's at the house. I need you to come and I need you to lay hands on her. And I want you to pay attention to the, I need you to come and lay hands on her, right? I need you to come and lay hands on her. I need you to highlight that part, because when I walk this, I want you to be able to understand what just happened just now. Jairus, he begged and he begged earnestly. His heart was pure. He trusted and he believed that if Jesus came to his house and laid his hands on his daughter, then his daughter would be healed. This is Jairus, right? And he has his level of faith. This is what Jairus has got going on right now, right? And Jesus does what? He agrees, okay, let's go to it. So now I'm going to go with you to your house to lay my hands on your daughter so that your daughter will be able to live, right? This is what's happening in this moment. But Jairus is not the only one out there with this level of faith, right? Jairus got one faith, but this other lady that's out there, she's been dealing with an issue of blood, and she's been dealing with it for 12 years. Hold on, Lily, because I know you want me to bother this. Just give me a second. Give me a second. I'm leaving here at 9:45. Now, you got this lady out there. She has an issue of blood. She's been having this issue of blood for 12 years. The Bible says that she spent all that she had. Now she has no funds to continue her treatment. Understand me. She ain't got nothing left but her faith. And sometimes you have to understand that you're going to get to a place in your life where you ain't got nothing left but faith. That's all that I got. I ain't got nothing left. I ain't got no funds. I ain't got this. I ain't got that. All I got is nothing but my faith. I can't do nothing but trust and believe that this is what, trust and believe that you're going to be a provider, that you're going to be a protector, that you're going to be a healer, because I've gone to the doctors already, and the doctors have already told me that they've done all that they can do. I've spent all that I've had, and I ain't got no type of result just yet. I'm still bleeding. I'm still going through it. I'm still crying. And guess what she does? She does what Jairus does. She gets out there, right? And she's out amongst this crowd. And this has been her deal right now. They said she's suffered a great deal under many doctors and has spent all she had, yet instead of getting better, she done got worse. I've spent all that I've had and I'm still getting worse. Sometimes you feel like I've done everything that I could do and I'm still getting worse. Everything is still happening and I don't know what to do at this point. Understand me. And when she heard about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd and she touched his cloak because she thought, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. She thought that if I just touched his clothes, I would be healed. Pause. Pause, because I feel like somebody is, I like crowd participation, and I see my folks is in a praise. It's two things going to work here, Kara. It's two things going to work here. Come here. Let me break this down to you. Jairus had faith, right? One thing I told y'all is what everybody have their own unique journey. Your path and my path ain't gonna look the same because we are two totally different people, right? So your journey and my journey ain't the same. Jairus is out there. You feel me? Because that's my sister, that's my baby sister. So I need her to fully understand. I need you to understand this, right? So now that Jairus is out there, Jairus' faith says, if you touch my daughter, if you lay hands on my daughter, then my daughter will be healed, right? This is how Jairus' faith is set up, right? Jairus needs Jesus to touch his daughter. This woman's faith is completely different. There's two different faiths that's going to work out here in this crowd. This is what needs to be broke down. This is what folk need to know. There's two different types of faith. Wait a minute. Understand me. That's going to work. His faith says you got to be touched. Her faith says you ain't got to touch me. You ain't got to touch me at all. You ain't got to lay eyes on me at all. You ain't even got to address me or acknowledge me at all. Her faith is set up completely different. Her faith says if I can touch your clothes, I ain't even got to touch your physical body. Understand me. My faith, my belief in you and your healing power is so different. Understand me. And it's not that Jairus it's not that Jairus is bad at all. It's just our walks is different. Understand me. Jairus is over here and he's on behalf of somebody else. She's over there and she's like, this right here, this is about me. I've been suffering for 12 years. I've been bleeding for 12 years. I've been going through it for 12 years. I've spent every dollar that I got. Understand me. And there's nothing else left for me. My faith and my belief is not wrapped up in nobody else. My faith and my belief is I don't have to touch you. I can touch what's on you and I'm going to be healed. There's two different faiths going to work at one time. Hey, come here, sit down, y'all. I want to tell them to sit down, but I want them to have church, right? I want them to sit down. I want them to sit down because I want to, you have to understand, it's two different things taking place right now. Jesus is on his way to go heal Jairus' daughter, to go lay hands on Jairus' daughter, but this lady is out here with this issue of blood that she didn't have for 12 years, and she's pressing through the crowd, and because she thought, if I touch his clothes, I would be healed. Understand me, her faith is different from Jairus' faith. Everybody's faith ain't gonna be the same because everybody's walk ain't gonna be the same. And this is why we have to mind our own business. business. This is why you got to keep your mouth off of other folk life, because you don't know how they faith set up. You don't know how God is dealing with them. You don't know what God about to do in their life. Understand me. This is why you should keep your eyes on your own paper. You don't know what the next individual struggle is. This is why you should stay focused and keep your blinders on and on self, baby. Keep your mind on self. Keep your mouth on self, because you never know. This is two different things that's taking place. She heard about Jesus. She came up behind him in the crowd and touched his clothes, because she thought, if I touched his clothes, I would be healed. Immediately, her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering. Somebody in the chat just put immediately. Double tapping on my screen, double tapping on the screen. Let's get some love going. Let's get some love going. Can we get 5 badges on the ground? Immediately her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering immediately. One thing about what God is going to do, when he moves immediately. Understand me. When he moves immediately. Just like that, I want you to understand that God, when God is going to do what he's going to do in your life, he's going to do it just like that. Just like that. So immediately her bleeding stopped, and she felt in the body that she was freed from her suffering. At once, Jesus realized the power had gone out of him. He turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" Say what now? Verse 30. At once, Jesus realized that power had gone out of him. He turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" Keep in mind, in the very beginning, it said the crowd pressed him. Up in a couple of verses up above this, it said that when he got over on the other side, he was pressed by a crowd. So it's a whole bunch of folk that was surrounding him. It was a bunch of people that was surrounding him, that was out there, that was not only touching his clothes, but also touching him. And nothing ever left up out of them. Wait a minute, baby, because y'all told me to work it. Y'all said I could work it. Y'all said bother it. You said, that's what y'all told me. So I want, what you saying? What are you saying then? What are you saying? Make that make sense to us, coach. Understand me. If we're reading scripture for scripture, like we just read, it said when he crossed over to the other side, there was a crowd that was over there that was waiting on him, right? In the description, it said that the crowd pressed him. So there was a lot of folk out there, and they was all up against him. They was all crowding him. Understand me. And they were all crowding him, touching his clothes, touching him, all right there with him, and nothing ever went up out of him. What you saying, coach? I'm saying that he was surrounded by a bunch of monitoring spirits. He was surrounded by a bunch of folk, understand me, that was spectators, a bunch of folk that was just out there because they heard that he was out there, and they wanted to lay eyes on this man that was being told that he was working all of these miracles, and that he was doing all of these things, that he's giving sight to the blind, that he's healing the lame man. Understand me, that he's opening eyes, he's unclogging ears. Understand me, that he's healing folk of leprosy, that he's doing all of these things. These folks was out there amongst the great I am. He was out there with the Messiah. They was out there with the Son of Man. Understand me, this is who they out there with, and they out there, and the only thing that they trying to do is see him. What? Hey, I can't make this up. All I'm doing is breaking down scripture. Oh, that Shelley, you mean to tell me in a big old crowd of folk that's out there pressing him, a big old crowd that's pressing him, it wasn't nothing but a bunch of spectators, a bunch of monitoring spirits, a bunch of folk that just wanted to see what the hype was all about, don't that sound like today's times? Don't that sound like today's times? A bunch of folk at a crowd of space, you don't even really want nothing. You just there for the hype. You just there for the hype. You just out there just to see see what's going on. You out there to get content. You out there to make it look good. You out there, understand me, and you out there for the wrong reason. All it is hype. Understand me? All it is hype. All it is monitoring. All it is just to see what everybody else is going to be doing. Understand me? This didn't just start in 2025. This right here been going on since the beginning of time, right? There's been big gatherings of people. There's been big gatherings of people just to see what the hype is all about. All of these folks out there pressing him. And nothing left up out of him. All of this big old crowd out there pressing him. And nothing left up out of him. Until he's touched by this one woman who touched the hem of his garment. You got a big old crowd and only one person is there for the right reason. Because we ain't talking Jairus yet. I'm just talking about her. Because he ain't did what he done in Jairus' house yet. All these people out there. And it's only one woman who's out there that had, I want something from you. I need something from you. To touch the hem of his garment. And once Jesus realized the power had gone out of him, he turned around in the crowd and asked, who touched my clothes? See the people crowding against you. His disciple answered, and yet you ask, who touched me? I just broke that down for you, right? He said, the disciple is saying what I'm saying. You see all this crowd out here against you. Like I said, they pressed up against you. And yet you ask, who touched me? But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Because remember one thing about these disciples. They was with him, but he was constantly having to break stuff down to them. They were also at a learning stage of their life as well. Even though these disciples was out there, they wasn't on the level that they should have been on, right? So Jesus completely ignoring what he's saying, and he's doing what? He's looking around. Understand me? He's looking around because he knows that even though it's a bunch of folks that's out here and they're pressing up against me, it's a bunch of folk out here, it's a big old crowd that's out here, but it's one person that have touched me, and when they touched me, it's my power left from me. It's power left from me when this individual touched me. They touching me because they want to say that they touched me. They out here because they want a picture. They out here because they want a video. They out here because they want to go viral. They out here because they want their live moment. They out here because they're spectators. This is what they out here for. But it's somebody that's out here and they touched me, and when they touched me, they drew something from me, and now he's in the crowd and he's over there and he's turning around and he's looking over the crowd because he's trying to find out who done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet, and trembling with fear, she told him the truth. He said to her, daughter, your faith hath healed you. Go in peace and be free from your suffering. Right then and right there. See, sometimes you got to do what? You got to ignore folk. Hello, somebody. I had to get right there. Sometimes you have to ignore folk. You see what I'm saying? Because see, what you know and what you understand, you don't debate that with nobody else. I like reading through the scripture because as I was reading through the scripture, I noticed that Jesus never stopped looking for the person that had touched him, even though he had the disciple that was right there saying, everybody is pressing you. How is it that you're asking who touched you? He realized in that moment, your level of understanding ain't on my level. I know what just happened to me. And sometimes folk won't understand what just happened to you. Sometimes folk won't feel what it is that you feel. Some folk won't get it. Understand me? Different people get different versions of you. Know that. And just because they cool with that individual, they can smile and grin up in that individual's face. Just because that individual is right right there with them and they love them so much, if you feel like, oh baby, they good for you, but they not good for me. Something about that spirit is at conflict with mine. If you like them, I love that for you, but that right there, that just ain't for me. I love how Jesus did not go back and forth with this disciple and say, I know that somebody doing this, and this, but it's somebody that touched me that did this. Jesus went right on. This is what I'm talking about. In this season of our life, you have to have that level of focus. You have to have that level of discipline. You have to be so locked in to what you know that you don't pay no attention to the people that's talking around you. You got to shut out all the chaos. You got to shut out all the negativity, because just think what would have happened had Jesus stopped doing what he was doing to address the disciple, to turn it into a teachable moment for the disciple. He would have never ran into the woman. He would have never addressed the woman. And had he never addressed the woman, then the crowd would have never known that she was daughter. Hold up, what you say? They would have never known that she was daughter. You have to understand that this woman was deemed as unclean because she had this issue for 12 years. Understand me? So she was an outcast. She was shut out. Understand me? Because she had this issue. And the fact, thank you so much, Malika, for the CA this morning. And because of the fact that he had stopped until he addressed her, he had to do what? He had to let the crowd know, understand me, that's my daughter. So the same respect that you have for me, I need you to have that same respect for my daughter. She is chosen. She is peculiar. She is of a royal priesthood. The way you looked at her before, you cannot look at her that way from this day forward. It's important that I address her. It's important that I call her by name. Daughter, I want you to know, understand me, for your faith hath healed you in front of everybody, in front of all the spectators that was out there, in front of all the monitoring spirits that was out there, all of the folk that knew that she had this issue, because remember, she was from that place. So now, in front of all of these folk that had deemed you as dirty, had deemed you as unclean, has deemed you as the outcast, has deemed you as the black sheep, I am calling you daughter. Oh, that'll teach. I'm calling you daughter. And I'm letting them know that who you used to be, you are no more. Understand me? What he says, I'm letting you know you coming out of that, right? You coming out of that. That thing that had you have you no more. That struggle that you had, you have that no more. You coming out of that. That stuff, yeah, you coming out of that. You've been freed from that. This your exodus right here. You exit right here. Understand me? That right there, that thing, that struggle, that hurt, that pain, that suffering that you've been dealing with, you deal with that no more. Come here, daughter. Your faith has made you whole. You coming out of that. Matter of fact, you done came out of it. So it's important that I address you in front of the same folk that have casted you out, in front of the same folk that said you was unclean, in front of the same folk that got their cell phones out, the same folk that's out here for that viral moment, the same folk that's out here that got them itchy ears and them running lips. I gotta make sure that with the way that they ran and told that you was unclean is the same way they about to run and tell how I cleaned you up, how you got healed by your faith. Now they gotta go run and tell them, understanding that the faith that you have, it's made you whole. Now they gotta go and gossip about how you've been out there for 12 years and went to all of these scholars and all of these doctors and all of these specialists, and that guess what? You got healed by your faith, not by their intellect. Understand me? Not because of their degrees, not because they were so intelligent and so skillful at what there was that they done, but your faith has made you whole. You're going to make front page news, daughter. Hey now, say now, you're gonna make front page news with this one. Yeah, you're gonna make front page news with this one in the presence of your enemies, in the presence of everybody that judged you. Yeah. Even though, you might not have a dime in your pocket, you might not have this and that, but when you walk away from this moment, oh yeah, it's gonna be some folk that's gonna be pouring into you. It's gonna be some folk that's want to get something from you. Understand me? They want to know what type of faith that you got, that you was able to do what you did. Understand me? me, I'm about to repair you, refill you, and restore you right here where you at. They said when she touched the cloth, when they touched the cloth, she felt immediately in her body that she was healed. She was restored, and they didn't even have to look up under her skirt. She was restored, understand me, and they didn't even have to go and double check it to see. They said she felt it instantly in her body. It was immediately, it took place in her body, understand me. And again, you have to have that level of focus. He said, I got to find her. I got to find her. Because I have to make sure that she know that that deal is sealed. And not only do I want to make sure that she knows that the deal is sealed, I need for everybody out here to also know that. To also know that. And why do you say that, Coach? Because over in Lazarus, when I was teaching on Lazarus last week, what did Jesus do? When the crowd that followed, come on, God, I thank you. I thank you. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. Understand me. When I taught last week on Lazarus, right? And they said that Mary was in the house. She was in the house, and she was in a house that was crowded with people, right? It was a crowd of people in the house with Mary, and they was consoling her for the loss of her brother. They was in there. When Martha told Mary that Jesus, the teacher, had come, then she did what? She jumped up and she ran out. And when she ran out, everybody that was in the house, they ran out after her because they wanted to come and comfort her. Thank you, Patience, and thank you, DJ Avery. I appreciate you. Thank you, Fun Size. I appreciate you. Understand me, what happened? They said that the crowd ran after her. When they came out there, what did Jesus say over there? What did I tell y'all? We read it scripture for scripture. He says, I know that you know me. He says, God, I know that you know me. I know that you heard me. Understand me. I know that you know my voice. I know that you know what it is that I want. I know that, right? He says, but for the sake of this crowd. He said, I know you heard me. You always hear me. He says, but for the sake of the crowd, for the sake of the people that's standing around, understand me. For the sake of the ones that's here to be spectators, to be haters, to be monitoring spirits, because they're here observing, understand me, because they're already prejudging. They already upset and saying, oh yeah, well, if you was here, then this would have never happened. They already got all this going on. But for the sake of this crowd, I want you to do it in front of them. Understand me. I want you to do it in front of them. This was another moment that Jesus was doing it in front of them, in front of everybody. Let me go ahead. Yeah, I need you to do it. Do what you did then. Do it again. This is just confirmation that we're serving the same God. He's the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. The same thing that he did over there with Lazarus is the same thing that he's doing right here with this young lady. He had to address her in front of the crowd. He had to seal it right there in front of the crowd so that everybody would know that, yeah, it's your faith that has made you whole. So who gets the glory? God. So who gets the glory? God. He said to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be free from your suffering. While Jesus was still speaking, some came from the house of Jairus, the synagogue leader. Your daughter is unalive, they said. And we're going to stop right there. We're going to stop right there. We're going to stop right there. We stopping right there. Oh, yeah, I know y'all like, wait a minute. No, we're going to stop right there. And we're going to be right back here on tomorrow. We're going to pick it up right here on tomorrow. We're going to stop right there. I know some of y'all like, oh, my God, why are you leaving right now? Listen. Sit in that word right there. While he's out there, he's healing this lady. While he's out there looking for this lady who touched him, Jairus' daughter is now unalive. Is that not the same thing that happened with Lazarus? He was doing something else, so he didn't make it to Lazarus in time. Now he's dealing with the lady with the issue of blood. He don't make it to Jairus' house in time. It's the same thing. You see how it's the same thing? So now, had you not been over here trying to find this woman, we could have been made it to this man's house. If you had not stopped us from moving forward, Then we could have made it to Jairus. We could have made it to Jairus' house. But you done been over here addressing this lady. And now she's unalive. Hold that thought. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you. Because it's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker, life coach, and evangelist. It's your girl, Street Poet. And we're going to get to Jairus' house. We're going to get to that on tomorrow. But today, we're going to stay focused on the fact that she did 12 years. 12 years, spent all that she had, went to all the specialists and everybody, and guess what? And she came out. And when she came out, he did what? He did the same thing for her that he did for Lazarus. He made sure that the crowd saw it, that they understood that this is what it was. Understand me? Listen, I'm coming out. This is I'm coming out part 2. And we're going to get to, I told y'all, man, listen, this series is interesting. It's getting interesting, baby. It's getting interesting. I'm loving what he's doing. I love each and every one of you guys. I got sessions all booked up for this morning. I love y'all, so I got to get out of here, but we will be back on tomorrow. But if I blessed your soul, listen, she said, girl, I'm excited. Listen, I feel like, when you get your people who love, book readings, when you're showing up to a spot and you're reading a part of a book and you're doing it, man, listen, I love it. I absolutely love what God is doing over here, and I love that it's scripture for scripture. If I blessed your soul, if I lifted your spirit this morning in any type of way, shape, or form, if you walking away from here and you just excited, already super excited about what's going to happen on tomorrow when you get the rest of the story, just double tap on the screen for me. Go ahead and send me some love. Yes, I did speak at Cedar Grove. I did the words of encouragement. I have the video up on my Book of Many Faces. Also, some clips are up on the gram. It's up on the gram. If you missed out on that, I did post a flyer that had the location and all of that on it. Everybody was definitely invited to that. I don't know the next time I'm going to be in Rock Hill, but I was there. And I did speak. I was there and I did speak. I want to get to that 2K. We got 1,937. Can we get to 2K on the Book of Many Faces? I said, y'all surpassed y'all goal. Y'all at 262.5K. Y'all went off over here. Can we get 5 badges on the gram? Am I ever in Charleston? I have been to Charleston, but I haven't been to Charleston in a while, but I definitely need to come back. I really do need to come back. I love it out there. I love Chucktown, man. I need to come back out to Charleston. It's a couple of places that I need to get back to be honest. It's a couple of places. I want to see if we can reach our goal over here on the Book of Many Faces. I'm trying to see if we can reach our goal. What's up, Royalty? Thank you so much, man. I want you guys, am I coming to Pennsylvania? Yes, I am. The first stop for getting a room tour, 2026 is going to be Philadelphia. I will be in Philly January the 31st, 2026. I will be in Philly. That's the first stop for the Get in the Room Tour 2.0 restoration. I'm coming there. Houston, Texas. I'm coming to Houston, Texas as well. Yes, I will be in Texas. I am coming to Charlotte. I will be in Charlotte as well. 2026, y'all on the map. We coming. I'm definitely coming to Charlotte as well. Wilmington, North Carolina. I haven't been to Wilmington. I am planning to come to Kansas. The 2 places that I'm planning on adding to the tour is going to be Birmingham. I got a lot of people that's like, nah, come to Birmingham. We want you to come to Alabama. I'm going to add Birmingham, Alabama. I'm coming out to there, and I'm also going to come back to Kansas. I haven't been to Kansas in a while, so I'm looking to come to Kansas. I'm looking to come to Birmingham, and I'm also looking to come to Charleston. Those 3. I am coming to Atlanta. I will be there in February. Yes, I am coming. Yes, I'm coming to Birmingham. It's been a minute. And one of the things about it is people hit me up about coming to different places and they don't seal it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to Birmingham on my own. I'm going to come to Birmingham on my own because there's so many people that's out there in Alabama that's like, come to Alabama. I'm going to come to Alabama. I'm going to go on Peerspace. I'm going to find a venue. I'm going to rent out the venue. I'm going to bring my DJ and everything. And we going to come out to Alabama on my own. I'm going to come on my own. Yeah, I ain't got to wait on nobody to bring me nowhere. Watch what happened. Oh, I'm coming to Alabama, and y'all better make sure I have a good time when I get there too. Y'all better make sure I have me a good time when I get there. I'm telling you, that's what we're doing. I got to get out of here though, y'all. I love y'all. I got to go make it to this coaching session, and I will see you soon. She said, we have the venue. Hey, let me know. Erica, let me know.
Let me know. I'm telling you. Anywhere y'all want, I need venues. I need venues. If we get the venues, I'm there. I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon.